Hi everyone. Thanks for tuning to our first session of our CDP show, hosted by Minerva Visuals, with our today's guest, Marcel Madras, a business consultant in Bloomreach. How are you, Marcel?
Hi, thanks. Thanks, Adam. Very good. Yeah,
Amazing.
doing fine today. Sunny outside, weather is
Yeah,
fine. It's hot today, so what could we wish
quite hot.
more?
Yeah, we're still in the summer. I love that.
Yeah.
Anyway, our goal from this session is to spread the awareness and knowledge among your and our audiences about the CDPs, understanding the differences between CDP types and modules. And it will be great to be given by a real experienced people like yourself. So shall we start by giving us a quick introduction about yourself?
Sure, yeah, definitely. All right, so hi everyone. My name is Marcel Madras, and I'm currently a business consultant at Bloomreach, at the Bloomreach engagement side, which is our CDP. Yeah, I have been with Bloomreach for more than 2 years. I think I had my 2 years anniversary in this September, and I'm actually like a business and academic consultant, which means that I also like practice what I preach, which means that I deliver and implement and integrate projects for my clients, but I also teach other clients how to work with our tool, so they get actually the best out of two worlds. Yeah, I think that would be the most important, just from what I do at Bloomreach.
Okay, great. Thank you. So we will start with the first question. What is special about your CDP?
All right, good question. Actually, I would answer it in a way that we are not only a CDP, right? We are something called like a CDXP, or we call ourselves a CDXP, meaning we are a customer data platform, but with experience. So a customer data and experience platform. Well, what does it mean? It actually means that we don't only offer the CDP and basically the single customer view and all of that, but we have marketing automation built into that mix, meaning that you can execute with our CDP on top of it also. So I think that's the most important part, and it's actually like a all-in-one toolkit for marketers, allowing for personalization on scale, omni-channel orchestration, and to make more and better data-driven decisions in the future for their business.
Great. Yeah, sounds good.
Great. So how does your CDP secure the customer's data, Marcel?
Well, first of all, we are GDPR and SOC Type 2 certified, so compliant with some of the highest security standards on the market. Meaning that when we are GDPR compliant, meaning, for example, if we have EU-based clients, we keep all of their data in EU cloud storages or in EU data storages. So we secure basically that the data does not flow from, let's say, EU or Europe out to the US or UK. We have also we also secure the data on the US side the same. It doesn't flow in the EU and UK side the same. Our application, our software is actually provided by the GCP, which is the Google Cloud Platform. So Google, as you know, they also have their own security standards in terms of their cloud computing, or basically on their cloud that they offer to their clients. So we are secured by that layer on top of that. And the GCP runs on a multi-tenant geographically distributed environment, which actually means that it's not one data center that hosts all of our data, but it is distributed on a geographical level, which means that if there might be an issue or a break-in or whatsoever in a certain data center, our data and the clients of our data is still protected by that. And we actually, on top of that, we store the data in, I would say, like several layers of encryption or of security. We have two things. We encrypt data at rest and data at transit. At rest means when they are basically stored. So we protect the data while it's being stored with something called like advanced encryption standards. We have certain encryption standards that we implement in this. And then transit means we basically protect and encrypt your data while it's being transferred from your web or from what other source there might be into the cloud of Google. And we encrypt the data by the transport layer security, or TLS short. That's another security standard or security feature. So lots and lots of elements, basically Google Cloud Platform, and then our own security and encryption standards we put on top of that, and of course GDPR and SOC Type 2 certifications. So a lot of security standards, I would say. For some clients, it's really important to, like, security is a big thing. The bigger you get, the more security, of course. So for some clients, it's really crucial that we keep these standards.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Hanka.
Okay, so let's move to the next question. How can private instances be different from public ones in terms of security or performance?
Yeah, so just a big background to this, because some might not know it. We have like three types of instances. We have like a public instance, then a private instance, and an exclusive instance. All of these three types of instances have different layers of security, performance, configurations, and settings that can be laid on top of them. So if you look at the most differences are between public and private instances. And it's very easy to understand why. So public instances means that there are dedicated computational resources for the clients that are hosted on that public instance. And public instance means that normally we have multiple clients. Normally it's like smaller clients, multiple smaller clients on a shared public instance, right? And they share the computational resources in the backend of that instance. The front end, of course, is divided, right? Each client gets their own front end depending on their account, depending on their project. But in the backend, they share resources. They share APIs, throughput speed, and computational resources. The private instance, on the other hand, offers dedicated computing resources for that specific client. And it's very important for clients that have like larger event volumes, meaning they move more events, they track more data, they have more customers, they send more emails, etc., and they integrate like many more events than usual clients. So for them, it's more important to have like a private instance, because they know that they have their own computational resources and they can use them. But on top of that, we have other perks of having a private instance. Why? Because private instances are tailored towards more enterprise-grade clients, like real bigger clients that need not only computational power, but they also need some security on top of the public instances that they can secure themselves. So yeah, I wouldn't maybe go into details what everything we have in terms of security and performance, but as I said before, instance is encrypted on transit and on rest. That's the case for public and private instances, right? So it's the same. We have periodic security scans and penetration tests, two-factor authentication and captcha, DOS attack protection firewall, SSH tunneling, and vulnerability scans or audit logs. These are the case for public instances and for private instances. And private instances get something on top, right? So they can have, for example, SSO, which is a single sign-on, or SML2, which is a authentication and authorization identifier. Basically, it makes sure that you log in only with certain credentials and only from certain areas. We also have the possibility of IP restriction and of VPN restriction, which normally enterprise-like clients, bigger clients, they have a VPN. We can whitelist their VPN. They have a certain IP, so we can whitelist also that IP, and no one can access actually their production environment or their Bloomreach engagement part. So that's how we secure them on top.
Fabulous. And with all of this great features, especially about security and the other things, how do you rank your CDP in the market? Like, I believe it was in the top 10 or top 5, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, Bloomreach.
Close. I would say top 5 in some rankings, even top 3, depending on really where you look. Yeah, I would say topping the charts in terms of like CDP customer data platform and marketing automation, and also omnichannel orchestration elements or areas. If you look, for example, G2 Crowd, which is probably the most used and most trusted platform for independent user reviews, we have a ranking of 4.7 stars out of 5. And we were named multiple times throughout the last quarters or throughout the last years as like leaders in marketing automation. for marketing automation and also like CDP. And also Forrester, quite recently actually, recognizes as a leader in cross-channel campaign management also, meaning like, I would say the biggest two brands in terms of user reviews or researchers basically recognize us as being a leader. So yeah, that's very good that we have that going for us, and we are really happy and really thankful for our clients that they write those user reviews and that they tell the story of how they like to work with Bloomreach engagement and how they like our CDP, how they like the flexibility and everything. So yeah, really grateful for all the clients that write these positive reviews for us. So real happy about that.
Amazing. Actually, also I read right here. Actually, I read this yesterday by just like a very important magazine. Just give me a second, I will get it for you. They were writing a very great article about the achievements of Bloomreach in 2021. I read it. It was like quite magnificent.
Yeah.
I wanted to add a point. Yeah, I think also you come across it. Maybe I'll share it with you later. And it's
Yeah, definitely share. I mean, I'm not like aware of each user reviews. It's still, the day has only 24 hours, and yeah, you still need to implement and integrate each client, so a lot of things. And but I'm always happy to read those reviews. So yeah, feel free to share it with me afterwards, so I know at least what source it was.
Absolutely. All right. So Hanka.
Okay, our fifth question is, what is the average implementation time for your CDP with small, medium, and large clients?
Well, this is a hard question because there is not a precise answer. I cannot tell you like a big enterprise clients get exactly that time of implementation because it varies from different aspects. Like, it heavily depends on many factors, like what they choose to implement and integrate, how many use cases they have, how complex is the whole process, how complex is their current data structure, how many other sources of data they want to implement with us, etc., etc. So there are a lot of unknowns or a lot of variables that come into play in deciding how long it takes. Usually, what people maybe don't like to hear is that usually the bottleneck is actually the client themselves. But the reason here is that they think maybe that the integration is easier and that it is faster, and they don't reserve enough resources, internal resources, meaning like employees and people that integrate the platform and implement the use cases. They don't reserve enough time, or maybe they don't have those resources, and then it can happen that it drags in time. So the blocker can be the client, because from our side we have done hundreds and hundreds of integrations, so we already know like the best practices, how the fastest time to value, how we deploy them, in which order, what comes first, what everything should happen before we deliver certain use cases. So we know these flows, and we know that it takes some time. Yeah, but if I would name here, for example, some standard times, it would be like for small clients in between 4 to 6 weeks, mid clients in between 6 and 12 weeks, and enterprise or large clients 12 and more weeks. But keeping in mind, I integrated and implemented small clients with more than 6 weeks and with less than 4 weeks, and I did the same for enterprise clients with less than 12 weeks and with more than 12 weeks. So it heavily depends on the cooperation, not only between us, but mostly between their departments, because Bloomreach engagements is not like a tool that can be used only by marketers. You need coders, you need programmers, you need integrators to integrate the whole structure, to make. You need business intelligence team to basically come up with the data for your customers. If you need to clean them, really all these small details, they take time, but it's important that it takes time, because the better job you do at the beginning, the less job you have later on. Because if I integrate something worse, or if I don't clean my data, sooner or later it will bite me in the back, right? So I need to make sure that everything is set up correctly. But we actually came up with something called plug and play and start right packages, and these are specifically designed to show really fast time to value, meaning that if clients purchase these packages or the plug and play use cases, where they simply copy and paste the use cases into their project, we make sure that it's done in a timely fashion, so that it's really fast, because we know that if someone decides on a CDP of such scale as Bloomreach engagement is, that they would probably like to see the value very quick, right? You don't want to wait half a year to see a value of a software that you buy, and that's not cheap, right? So in that case, we try to implement and integrate faster with this start, right, and plug and play initiatives that we have created inside our company.
Fantastic.
Okay, thank you.
Before I move to the next article, actually, I found it. Let me get back to this point. It was like Global Brands Magazine. They announced that Bloomreach have been named the most innovative MarTech company in the States in 2021. And also there is like this certificate and so on. They posted it. So yeah, this is the one I was talking about. I shared it with you. And this is actually great.
I mean, just to that. I mean, it's awesome because I think we will slowly see the effects of bringing like Bloomreach and Exponia before that. So the CDP bringing it all together like in one platform, because I think it will be a huge innovation in terms of multiple areas, right? Because we bring the understanding of customers together with the understanding of product, and we build on top of that. And we will. I hope that. I hope the future is bright for us, or I know the future is bright for us. So let's see what everything we will bring to the table.
It's already bright now, and in the future will be brighter. So yeah. So what are the main modules of your CDP?
Main modules. Well, if you look at the CDP and the main modules, what's the main module of a CDP? It's actually the CDP, right? So it's our beating heart in the middle of everything. We have the CDP in the middle, and all of the modules are plugged on top of that, meaning that CDP powers everything. So the single customer view and the customer data platform is in the middle. The customer is the most important element inside of Exponia, and everything spins around them. So what modules do we have? Yeah, we have the CDP. We have omnichannel orchestration module, which means it's a fancy name for multiple channels via one tool, which means you can send emails via Bloomreach engagement, SMS, MMS, WhatsApp messages, Messenger messages, mobile push notification, browser push notifications, in-app messages. We have banners or pop-ups, web layers, but that's actually not the omnichannel orchestration. But you get what I mean. We have like many channels that we can orchestrate via Bloomreach engagement. And then we have the third module would be the web optimization module, which includes like these banners and pop-ups I named before. And then experiments. Experiments is something, is our name for it. But if you know like Google Optimize, like changing the look and feel of your website and testing certain copywriting or call to action buttons or colors out, like A/B testing on the website, that's basically experiments. Normally, I still see that when sometimes I say A/B testing, people still think it's just like Google Optimize, like changing the website. But A/B testing is everything. And in Bloomreach engagement, you can A/B test everything, being it from emails up to like personalization elements, subject lines, parts of the email, to SMSs, different copywritings, right? So you can like A/B test everything. So that would be like the third module, the web optimization. And then the fourth module is actually our AI models or AI engines, which power our recommendations, so product recommendations and prediction, customer behavior prediction, or customer behavior predictions. So these four modules are main. A lot of things in one tool, I know.
Yeah, we try as much as we can to cover as much as you have, but really impressive. Especially like the way you explain it is very good. Imagine that I'm a client, I don't have all of that knowledge. So I like the way that you explain it, because since I'm not like a tech guy, however, it's quite informative information. I believe also on the website, maybe there are some information about this type of modules and so on. And I believe they were really a lot, as Mo showed them to me before. Anyway, so moving to the next, Anka.
Okay, what are the out-of-the-box integrations which your CDP can do?
Out-of-the-box integrations. All right, so
like that one.
I cannot name all of them because there are many. I think the list is above 70, 80, 90 plus integrations, native integrations we have with different businesses, different softwares. But I would group them like in three main categories. So we have integrations with backend database systems. or native integrations with backend database systems, the cloud storages, and the marketing execution systems. If you want to have like precise names, I would say like for the cloud storage and databases, we have either Google Cloud Storage, of course, Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Services. So to these basically integrations to these services. And then from the marketing execution side, we have AdForm integration, Cinch integration, CM Telecom integration. Basically, these are for SMS or WhatsApp messages. Then we have Facebook ads, so meaning everything from Facebook ads can be sent to or we can populate audiences on the Facebook ad side, Google ads, right? A lot of emailing integration. So whatever you are using, if it is MailChimp, Mailgun, Mailjet, Mandrill, Sendingblue, we have native integrations to email service providers, basically that send out emails. And yeah, so a lot. But what I would say on top of this is that we also have integrations with systems that allow you to automate internal processes, because a lot of people think that, all right, the Bloomreach engagement is CDP and marketing automation. The automation is true, but it doesn't mean that it's only automation of external, of execution of campaigning. It can be also automation of your internal processes. We have like native integrations with Pipedrive, Salesforce, Zapier, Freshdesk, Trello, and Slack. So if you are using like Trello and Slack, you can automate creation of messages, creation of Trello boards, all within like scenarios, for example. So it's really cool what you can achieve. And what I would say, if you would go on our website on Bloomreach and if you would look at the integrations, if for whatever reason you would like to integrate something that's not in the list, don't worry, we have an open API, which means that whatever other software systems, applications have an open API, they can basically connect to us via the open API, and we can communicate with any software or any application that accepts APIs or webhooks, because we offer them also on top of our platform. So don't feel like if you see some integration not being in the list, don't have your head down. We definitely find some way to integrate that.
Yeah, with this open source, you said, right?
Well, yeah, open API.
Open API, awesome. And what sets your CDP apart from others?
Yeah, looking at the whole market, I would say what I also see that clients say is something like real-time CDP, meaning that the data that flows into Exponia is near real-time. Why I say near real-time is that sometimes it can have like seconds, milliseconds of delay until it arrives. Like when I open your website and I visit your website, a millisecond maybe, it can take time until the events or until the web checking is tracked in the Bloomreach engagement platform on the single customer view profile. But yeah, so near real time, near real time, yeah, the CDP or the data transfer. What's also unique is the X part, so the CDXP, the experience. So we have the marketing automation built inside our tool. Not usually, but a lot of CDPs or CDPs on the market, they don't offer the whole package. They don't offer the marketing automation with the CDP. They have the CDP, and the marketing automation still needs to happen in another tool. So the advantage is like everything in one place, and that's true for our modules. Like I said before, we have the CDP, we have the omnichannel orchestration, we have the web personalization, and recommendations and predictions. Normally, for these 4 elements, you might be having a tool that does only recommendations, a tool that does only predictions, a tool that does only A/B testing on the website, a tool that sends out emails, right? We are already at 4 tools, and that's only one part of it. Then if you integrate WhatsApp messages, you might have another tool for that. So a lot of different tools you need to use when you don't use Bloomreach engagement, because we have it crammed all under one hood. So that's the advantage here. Friendly and intuitive UI. Actually, when I started, I really loved the UI, how it looks like, the colors and everything. Really, for me, it felt intuitive. And I'm actually a non-technical person also. So I'm a non-coder. So that's why I actually found it really easy at the beginning to work with Bloomreach engagement, even though I'm a non-coder. So it's made as a tool for non-technical marketers also. Yeah, we can track anonymous visitors or anonymous customer profiles also. So when there are anonymous visitors, they can be tracked in Bloomreach engagement, which is a big thing, I would say, is a flexible data structure. I would say this has its advantages and disadvantages, meaning that the flexible data structure, if you look at it that way, that so they are not like, you are not bound to do certain things in a certain way. You are flexible in doing them the way how you would like to do them. It's good that we can adjust the structure that you have in Bloomreach engagement to your data structure that you might already have somewhere else. That's the advantage of that. But if you look at the disadvantage is actually that the more flexibility you allow someone, the complex or the harder can be the decision making. So it's like a two-sided sword or two-sided knife, or how is it said, that it has its advantages that you can do nearly whatever with the tool, but the disadvantage is, of course, the more you can do, always the more complex it can get. So you need to find a real good balance in between that. And one advantage, I would say, from if you look also at our competitors, so at our biggest competitors like Adobe, Oracle, Salesforce, which would be our biggest competitors here, they were all built by, not all, but they were mostly built by tech acquisitions, meaning by a series of tech acquisitions. So their stack, their software was built on a certain code, and the other software they acquired might have been built on a different code, right? So, and bringing that all together, various tech acquisitions, can be sometimes hard, right? Not only that, because you are not only bringing code and tech together, you are also bringing people, culture, and working environments together. And that might be also sometimes hard, because sometimes it might not be a success, right? If there is not a quite a good match, and then the integration of those two platforms together might take some time. People might have different views on how it should be integrated, right? And we built like everything from the ground up. We built in prior to Exponia, we built like everything from the ground up with the CDP, the single customer data platform, in the middle as the heart, and all the modules on top of it. So we build everything by our engineers, by our tech stack, by the code that we basically use, and by people that were in the same thinking and culture wise, you know.
Our next question is, do you have any knowledge of what do your customers like about your CDP?
Well, as it is the case, I am like, since I'm the business consultant, I steadily am in contact with my clients, and we talk about like the advantages and disadvantages. So I know normally what they like and what is true throughout our clients. I would say like short time to value is one thing, because some of the bigger CDPs, they take really time to integrate, and we have the start, right, and plug and play initiatives with what we try to beat to market faster, time to value faster. So we basically show from the get-go that we are a valuable software or application that they can use. I would say like the advantage is like having everything under one hood, really like having the web optimization, the omnichannel orchestration, recommendations and predictions in one tool without the need of learning additional tools, because normally you need to learn additional tools and you need to work with them. The advantage is you have everything in Bloomreach engagement. The disadvantage is, again, the learning curve, right? It's not like an easy learning curve. It's very steep, because you actually need to learn multiple areas of the tool. Normally you would learn multiple tools. Here you learn just multiple areas of the tool. Another thing would be, I think, A/B testing and personalizing. Like this, we really try to A/B test everything at Bloomreach engagement, meaning that we try to tell the clients, like, without testing, you don't know you don't know what you're doing, but you don't know if you're doing valuable things, right? So if you aren't A/B testing, you are just doing things, you are pushing things, you're doing campaigns. But if you don't evaluate and A/B test some other variants, you actually don't know if you could have performed better, or if you are just working on like your daily routine, right? So in that case, A/B testing is really good, and personalization efforts. Like Since we have the CDP in the middle and everything around it, we can personalize everything, the website, emails, SMS. So it's awesome that you can personalize like many elements. You can A/B test everything. Yeah. And the last thing is, I think a lot of elements in Bloomreach engagement are possible to be executed by non-technical people. So people like me, since I'm a business consultant, a non-technical and non-coder, a lot of the elements, the things that I do in Bloomreach engagement in the platform itself can be executed by me without the need of a technical consultant. But yeah, of course, certain modules or certain areas require technical support. That's a given. That's always the case. That will be the case. And the more we move into the future, the more it will be the case, and the more demand will be for technical marketers. Unfortunately, I'm saying that against myself, but it's the truth. What can I do?
Yeah. All right. And why do clients would leave other CDPs and come to yours or Bloomreach one?
I think that would come to the same question back that we had before, with like the advantages, what people like about their CDP. It's definitely like flexibility. They might have a CDP, but it's not a CDP that's combined with marketing automation. So they search the X in the CDP that we have to offer them. They know that they might have a better way of working when they don't need to use multiple tools. They can rely on one tool only, being Bloomreach engagement, and taking care of multiple areas or multiple modules. And yeah, consolidating data from various sources to one tool that we do actually, and then executing on top of that and offering the 360 view of the customer profile of what he's doing, what he was looking at, what he might be liking, etc., etc. These things are like really what drives the clients to us also from our competition.
Mm-hmm. That was very informative and insightful, Marcel. Hanka, do you have any other questions? I think I'm done here.
Yeah, I'm done too. Marcel, thank you very much for your participation. It was awesome having you here today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Really, really glad to be joining you guys.
Amazing. By the way, guys, if you would like to learn more about Bloomreach, check out their website, of course, bloomreach.com. Or if you have any questions about the session in general, write us in the comment section below of the video or through our website, nervavisuals.co, and we will answer all your questions at the soonest. Thank you so much again, Marcel. It was great having you. And thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a lovely day.
Thank
Cheers.
you. Bye, all.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.